We screwed this part up, so let's just make sure that I got it set up right before we jump into it. Let me know if you can see my screen and hear my voice. Give me a 1 in the chat box. Great, lots of ones, lots of ones. People still rolling in, so we'll go ahead and get started in just another second or two. Why don't we go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from tonight. Kind of get a good idea of the audience we have here. Looks like we got Mississippi, Australia. Ken says he's coming from Florida, California, Los Angeles. Let's see, what else? Greensboro, that's not far from here. All right. More people still piling in. I'm going to go ahead and get started. We got a lot to cover tonight, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're all very busy, as we all are. So let's dive right into it. My name is Chris M. Walker, and this is another Superstar SEO webinar. Thanks for joining us tonight. I want to go ahead and start by answering the one question that's probably on your mind, and that is this webinar worth your time? So let's take a look at some of the results that people have gotten from the last time we ran this webinar. Got Tyler here, increased his rankings. Cody signed another big client. Got Brett, whose rankings are going up. Lloyd, who ranked his site without any links. We got Dan, who's gotten some rankings and some new clients. I'm just going to kind of flick through these while we go through it because there's just so many that it could take forever. We've got James, whose rankings all went up. Matt, who's getting new clients in just the first week. We got Cody, who basically doubled his income in the last 6 months. Loran, who we're actually going to hear from later, showing his rankings going up. Ron talking about the course. We got Marcus, Kirill, James. Look at the rankings he got for an attorney client. Spencer, this is one of my favorites. He doesn't even speak the language in the country he's in, and he was signing SEO clients. We got Preben. We got my man here, whose name I cut off, but he got ranked for the second biggest city in his country. Abbas, Allison. Here's Loran again. We got Ken, and he's talking about some training he got. Brett, and this one is kind of my favorite, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but this is Amber, who picked up something from one of our webinars and was able to generate some cash to help her daughter get some surgery that she needed. So I'm very proud of that one, and I'm very happy for her. So the reason we're able to get people these results is because this is what we do. We just build sites and we rank them. I mean, this is just result after result. Sites we got, look at this, 74,000, number 3, 1,900, number 1, 1,001. Look at all the results that we can get just from the process that we're going to be talking about today. So again, I could go through these all day long, but I just wanted to give you an idea of who you're talking to and that we know what we're doing. So odds are you got here by seeing an ad like this with me looking absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is. I'm not a photogenic guy, but that's because I focus on SEO. And I'm showing you this because I want to let you know that I'm going to keep my promises to you. So what you're going to see today are 2 things. First, I'm going to show you the exact 3-step process I've come up with that allows me and the people I work with to rank sites over and over again on the first page of Google and turn those into sales for either ourselves or our customers or whoever. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and why learning this process has meant so much to me. So just to kind of summarize it, you're going to see the exact 3-step process we use to rank sites, including the steps we take to perfectly optimize our site for Google ranking, how we establish our website as just a brand that Google trusts and not just some random website that some guy bought for $7 on GoDaddy. I'm going to show you how to build the right kind of links to finish ranking your site after you've got it optimized properly. And I'm going to show you how you can get all of that work done quickly, easily, and cheaply. So you don't have to spend a lot of time on it, and you can start making some money and taking care of yourself that way. And I'm going to bring on some other friends of mine to show you a couple of top secret SEO techniques no one else is teaching. I know I didn't talk about that in the ad, but it's just kind of a little extra bonus for you guys showing up and being here with me today. So my promise to you is this. By the end of this webinar, you will know how to build a profitable SEO business in the next 30 days. Now, don't get scared by the fact that it's a business. All I mean by that is you're going to know how to create these in a way that you can be proud of and that you can make some sales from and that you can really, really change your life with. So at the end of this, I'm going to literally take a poll and see if I've met this promise for you. So let me ask and answer another question I know a lot of you are having. Why is this different? Now, this is different because this is not some late night Don Lapre infomercial theory that this is something you see every day. Odds are, even before you came on here, you were looking for something, you wanted to see a little bit more about me, whatever, you did a Google search, and this is exactly what we're going to show you how to do. We're dealing with businesses that are working today, not by some classroom theory that you won't get to put out into practice for years, whatever. We have hundreds of people backing this up with their results, not just what we do, but people that we've trained that we're able to get those same results for. There's no luck to it. There's no wandering in the dark, trying to figure it out, nonsense like that. It's just the strategy that we use to consistently build a real SEO business and rank sites over and over again like clockwork on the first page of Google. So, and just to bribe you a little bit to even check this out even more, make this even more worth your time, if you stick with me all the way to the end of this, we're going to send you our step-by-step SEO starter guide that's going to show you all the steps you need to take basically to get started and kind of accelerate your ranking process. I'm going to show you how to rank in Google Maps. I have a book that I wrote that I'm going to send to you for free, an ebook that's going to show you the exact steps I take to consistently rank my clients and myself in Google Maps. And then I'm going to send you a guide of some of our top SEO outsourcers that you can use to kind of like speed up the process if you don't have time to do it yourself or you don't want to do it yourself. These will tell you who you can trust and who you can use to do it. So that's about it. We're going to dive right into it right now. And what I want to talk about is odds are you know what SEO is and you've wanted to get involved in it, but something has been stopping you. What's been stopping you? Have you ever felt like this? Have you ever felt that you are on one side of a wall and everybody else that is living the way you want, and they're on the other side of a wall that you just can't climb over, you can't break through, and you can't get to where you want to be? I know I did. That's what SEO helped me accomplish, was to get to the other side of the wall. But let me ask you, have you ever tried and you don't know where to start? There's no clear-cut way to start an SEO business. These are some of the things that people have told me why they have never tried. The risks and the costs were too high and they're not compatible with their life, meaning they can't afford it or they don't have time, things like that. Or maybe you just think you don't have any experience, so you can't go ahead and start making money with SEO, building sites, getting clients, all that sort of thing. You don't have any knowledge in order to go out and do that. Maybe you just don't feel like you have the time to wait for it to kick in for you to start making money for it. Maybe you're in a hurry, you got some bills you need to pay off, kids in school, whatever it is that you have, you just don't feel like you can wait while you build something that you need to start right away. Maybe you just would rather accept where you are now and not take the risk and just kind of enjoy the little bit of comfort that weekly paycheck brings to you, or whatever it is. Maybe you just don't want to risk the little bit that you have now, even though you know you'll want more. Does that describe any of you? Let me know in the chat box. Yeah, lots of people saying yeah. So my question to you is this. What if I gave you a clear-cut blueprint on how to rank sites and make money with them consistently over and over again, in a way you can do it without putting yourself at a lot of risk, exposing yourself to that risk that we were just talking about, something where the risk is minimal, the reward is much. What if we show you a way to get this working with literally zero experience, meaning you can just go and get it from someone else and kind of charge other people for it, or however you want to go about it. And I showed you how to start ranking your very first site as soon as tomorrow, and I extensively proved it to you. My question to you is, if I could do all of that for you, would you finally go all in on SEO? Yes or no? Good, I'm going to hold you to this. And that's exactly what we're going to show you because it just works. Here's some more of the results we've gotten. But let me ask you this. I'm not even going to ask you. I'm going to tell you the number one reason why you have never gone all in up until now is because the world has fed you bullshit. Now, I'm sorry to use such strong language, but it's absolutely true. Trust me, I know. I was there and it had me pissed off and miserable for years. And I found a way to turn it around. But we'll get to my story in just a little bit. Before we do that, I want to introduce you to some of the other people that are on the call with us today. And the first one is Jeff Cozio. He's one of my partners and friends who I've known for several years now. He makes over $280K per month in e-commerce SEO. He's multiple #1 for national SEO terms. And what that means is something where it's just like I don't want to name any of his clients, but national brands whose names you would say, if I said them, you would heard of. He's owner of the top ranked SEO agency in Nebraska, and he's been doing this for 15 years. And SEO is literally in his name. That's not a clever marketing. I just think it's awesome that his name literally has SEO in it. The next one is Scott Allen. Now, Scott is an on-page SEO expert, meaning he knows how to optimize the site properly. So most of the time, that's all you have to do to get rankings. He specializes in SEO for the medical field, particularly dentists. He's a 10-year SEO professional and #1 ranked SEO agency owner, and he was briefly in the hit band Concrete Blonde, although this claim has not yet been substantiated. And the last one we have is Jim Sabellico. Now, Jim Sabellico is another partner of mine, and here he is with his son, and what I'm told is a Long Island thing, a horseshoe crab that they caught, but that's neither here nor there. He's an entrepreneur with a diverse business background. He owns restaurants, bakeries, car shops, and he's an expert at software and website development. And he specializes in page speed and just all sorts of, basically anything web. He sold his first $1 million business by the age 22, and he's a co-founder with us at Legit. So Jim is a great asset to us as well. And then there's me, Chris M. Walker. I'm a Huffington Post SEO expert and entrepreneur. I founded a 7-figure SEO agency, Superstar SEO. Some of you may have seen me on other sites like that. I founded the fastest growing digital services marketplace online, Legit, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. I'm one of the top earning SEO freelancers of all time. I've been a business trainer and consultant for several years now, and I've been featured on the Huffington Post, Ahrefs, SERP.com, and many other places. I don't tell you any of that to brag. I just want to show you what's possible and what SEO has meant to me. These are just some of my businesses. Here's my consulting business, my SEO agency, and Legit. And SEO has really allowed me to do whatever I want. You know, I've got to meet some awesome people. Here I am. Oh, this guy's kind of crowding me out, but I'm here with Alex Becker, Ben Malal, Ricky Mateka, probably some other people if you're in internet marketing you're familiar with. Here's me pretending to be a professional wrestler because that's something I'm really interested in. And then, you know, here I am again at WrestleMania. So it's somewhere I like to go most every year and just kind of hang out. And then here I am in Central Park in New York. And the fact is, I did all of this with almost nothing. Let's jump back a few years to 2013. You can see I don't look very happy in this picture, and that's not me posing. That was me being unhappy with just the situation that was going on at the time. I was working in a low-paying IT support job doing, you know, basically my career was telling people to turn it off and on again. So that was kind of where I was. I hated my job. It was toxic, but I put up with it because it's comfortable. Remember how we talked about you may be in a situation where it's comfortable enough that you can get by, but you know that you're meant for more. And the fact was, even to get to this point, I had put myself in $80,000 of student loan debt, and even like a $50 dinner bill was crazy. I couldn't go out with my girlfriend or whatever to Outback or wherever it was without having to worry about if I could afford rent the next month because of it. I was unfulfilled and unhappy, but the truth is I just kept doing it. I never thought of owning a business of my own because I had no skills, and I honestly felt like I was about to be locked into that routine for life. And that's because of what I like to call the $1 trillion myth. With the world, I did what I was told to do. I did what the world, my parents, my family, everybody had always taught me that you had to do in order to make it in today's society. That was, you know, go to college, get yourself in debt, work hard, get promoted, work 5 days out of 7, and then retire and have, you know, a fraction of what you barely made it by on in the first place. That's where the world told me to stay. But the truth is that's not where I wanted to be. And the reason for that was the same thing that you've probably heard from your friends, your family, everything like that, is that business is risk. You know, you can't just go start a business. You have to get all these loans and get this building and do all these things, and that it's a huge risk and it's not worth doing it. That you have to have money in order to make money. That again, you have to get investors and sink your savings and all of these things into a new business before you can start having some success. That you have to have some sort of secret, be some sort of genius and invent some kind of software like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or some of those guys. Or you have to just give up everything. You know, you can't have a life, you can't have friends, you can't do anything that you want to do. You just have to do this. And that there's some people that just seem to think that being an entrepreneur is just something that somebody's born with, or that starting an SEO business is something that it's just divinely decided that you get to do it. And the truth is none of that's true. And the people that are telling you that are people that have never done what you want to do. I know this is kind of a funny picture, but the truth is you can't take health advice from a deeply unhealthy person because they don't know what they're talking about. And this is the biggest perpetuated lie of life and finances ever, in my opinion. It's that entrepreneurship is high risk, hard work for only a few super smart people who will, most will fail. There's tons of obstacles to start, and it's just not realistic. But the safe life is to, you just do this, you go to school, you get a job, you work 5 days out of 7, 1 week a year off, and at the end you get rewarded by getting a fraction of what you made. That's what you're told the safe life is. But for me, this was what the safe life, my future was. A retirement fund of scraping by after 40 years of working hard at something I hated 5 days a week. And I refused to accept that. And it seemed to me that if I played the game, I lost. But if I didn't do that, I still lost. So I had to come up with another way to live life on my own terms, both now and later. I refused to play the game, and I decided to find a way to work for me, that would work for me. And that was online business entrepreneurship. For me, the safe life with the huge upfront debt, trading 5 days for 2, living frugally for 40 years, and doing something I absolutely hated was just not good enough for me. I decided to get into online entrepreneurship, and I found a way to do it with zero debt or cost once you do it the right way. Every day was my day. I could live the way I wanted to live and do the things that I like to do. And, I avoided using more profanity there, but I'm able to live however the F I want to. Is that what a lot of you would like? Is that where you would like to see yourselves? Give me a yes or no in the chat box. Good. Well, the good thing is that's what I did. But in the beginning, I did it wrong. I made it way too complicated. I started all kinds of businesses and tried all kinds of nonsense that just did not work for me. You can actually go out and still see this eBay profile today, was I used arbitrage, where I would take my Amazon. I laugh because this seems so absurd to me now, but I would take my Amazon Prime account, buy items there, list them on eBay, and then when somebody ordered it, I just ship right from Amazon to them. I thought it was a genius idea, but it turns out that's against Amazon Prime terms of service. And I lost my Amazon Prime account, and I couldn't do it anymore. And the truth was I was only making, $20, $30 extra a day for a lot of work. And it just didn't work without the Prime account. So this is the kind of stuff I was trying, and I wasn't getting there. But then I figured out, well, let me back up. I decided to try and find another route. And what I did was I Google searched other ways to make money online. And I realized that every time I've tried to find another way to do it, first thing I did was go to Google and search for whatever it was that I wanted to look for. And it occurred to me that all the things I was paying for, all these shiny objects, these tools, these courses, these different techniques, they were all the reason I got involved with them is because I found them on Google. So the light bulb went off for me, and I kind of cracked the code. I realized that being on Google, the first page of Google, was who was getting the business. So I figured if I was getting all these nonsense products from the first page of Google, that the roadmap for me would be to get a good product or service to the first page of Google, and then I could dominate whatever area it was I decided to go into. So really, if you have a good product or service, and you have a place to sell that product, mainly like a website or whatever, and you have a way to get interested people to that product, you are going to prosper. And that's what SEO did for me. The way I did it, I would find good products and services, whether it was somebody's affiliate product or a local business who wanted to get more clients, whatever it was. I had a place to sell that product, whether it was a website or like an online marketplace or whatever. And then I had a way to get people to that product via SEO, meaning optimizing that website to draw people in from Google to get them to the product or service that we were offering. And it just worked like a champ for me. I got clients, local businesses that wanted to get more business. I sold affiliate products from, ClickBank, Amazon, all those other places. and my SEO brand exploded. A lot of you may have even seen me on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And it's just because I figured out how to get traffic from SEO. I cracked the code. And it scaled so fast from there, guys. I was at 2K a month and then 5K and 12K, and it just kept going up and up from there. And once I figured it all out, the sky was the limit. Like I said, I go, and maybe your dreams are different. Maybe you want to travel to Hawaii or I don't know, whatever it is for you. You're able to do whatever you want. I do what I want, and here's some probably tame examples by most people's standards, but that's what I like to do, and that's what SEO has allowed me to do. So in the age of online entrepreneurship, what most people think is the safe life is actually the risky life, and the risky life is in fact the safe life. So some quick legal talk before we get into the training itself. I don't know you. I don't know if you're going to be able to put this into action the way I did. I don't know how quick you pick things up, how much time you can dedicate, whatever. So I'm not promising you any kind of result of any kind. I'm just going to share with you what has worked for me. So, lawyers make me say that. I just want to get that out of the way before we dive into it. So for me, the big breakthrough came from, like I said, finding a low-risk method, which was getting sites ranked on Google, that I had literally no experience with. But once I got the core of it, everything really changed for me quickly. Like I said, that initial break was finding good products and services to sell, having a website in place to sell those products, whether it was my own or a marketplace, and having a way to get people there. This is literally all done via SEO. In case you don't know, I assume that you do, but in case you don't, SEO stands for search engine optimization. But really, you don't have to take my word for it. It just works. Like I said, we have Kirill, we got Loran, who we're going to hear from later, Amber, and so on. You can hold me to this. By the end of this call, you're going to have a way to start a thriving SEO business in the next 30 days. And it may not even take you that long. It may take you longer, but I'm going to give you the exact tools that you need in order to have a great SEO business that can start making you money within the next 30 days. And it's really not very hard when you follow our blueprint. Jeff, Jim, Scott, myself, we know what we're doing, and we've gotten result after result after result. Good thing about those guys is I've literally brought, two of the three of them on to train you. Jim couldn't make it today, but that's okay. Later on, you're going to hear from Scott, and you're going to hear from Jeff, and they're going to show you some stuff that's never been shown anywhere else before. But before we do that, let's jump into it. Are you ready to commit and open your mind for some of this SEO training that I've been talking about? I know we've talked about, kind of set it all up and kind of talked about how amazing it is. Now it's time to actually see some of it in action. So the blueprint is this. Now, you may want to take a screenshot of this, take notes, whatever it is you do, but there are 3 keys to it. Key 1 is optimizing your site. Key number 2, building out a brand. And key number 3 is building the right links the right way. Now, that might sound something like a lot, but it's actually really, really simple. So key number 1 is this. Optimize your site. What do I mean by that? I mean getting your site optimized in a way that's already proven to be working. That Google, and we mainly focus our efforts on Google, that Google is already proven they like what goes on with that particular combination of factors. So I'm going to actually show you an example of how to do that. Excuse me. So suppose you've taken on a new client that wants to rank for the term Myrtle Beach plumber. Myrtle Beach is where I live, by the way. That's why I always use it in my example. So you've brought it on a client that wants to rank for that. Now, how do we know what things we need from that client in order to rank, or that on that site in order to rank that client? What we're going to do is we're going to search the term. Suppose they want to rank for Myrtle Beach plumber. You're going to come down here and you're going to find the top 5 actual websites. And what I mean by actual website is you skip things like Home Advisor, Yelp, and so on. So this one, Myrtle Beach Plumbing, I already have that open in a new tab. And I picked the top 5 sites that show up for that term. So what you want to do now, let's go back and look at the factors that we need for on-page optimization. We're going to look at our H tags, our alt tags, meta titles, meta description, and keyword density. So all you have to do is you're going to do Control F. And you're going to go with Myrtle Beach Plumbing. And this is a little different depending on the browser you use. So this looks like it's an H1, and H1 is, if you don't know what that is, that's okay. It's just part of the way websites are designed. It means heading, basically. It's the biggest type of heading. So we have our exact keyword in the heading. Looks like it shows up 5 times on the page. Now, I know this is a little tedious, guys, and it's not super sexy, but it's what we're doing. So what we would do then is we would make a note that it's in the H1 once, it's in 5 times on the page, and then we would look at the alt tags and the description, meta description, and things like that. Now, I'm not going to get into all that because you have to look at code and stuff. And I'm actually in the process of developing a software that's going to handle all this for you. But for now, this is kind of how you have to do it. And then you would come over to the next one and do the same thing. Myrtle Beach Plumbing. Make a note. See, that one has it 0 times. That means we can probably beat that one. Look at this one. That one only has it 1. So far we've got 5, 0, and 1. And then the next one would be Myrtle Beach Plumbing. That one has it 0 times. And then the last one, sure, that one. So that one has it twice. So what do we have? 5, 0, 1, 0, and 2. So we would make a note of that. And what we would then do is come over to our own website and optimize it the same way. We would get the same amount of keywords with the H tags with the keyword in it. We would get the alt tag, and now, oops, let me go back a step. Sorry about that. We get the alt tag. Now all that means is if you ever go to a website and the image doesn't show up and there's some text there, that's what that is. You want to put your keyword in that. And then the meta title and meta description is what shows up when you do a search. So if you Google search something, what you actually see on the Google listing are those. And then the keyword density is what percentage of the time it shows up. So if there's 1,000 words, it shows up 10 times, that's, what is that, 1%. So that's what keyword density is. And then interlinking is less important, but it's still worth noting. It's the way that your homepage links out to other pages on your site. So that's step 1. That's how you optimize your site. You figure out what's already winning as far as H tags, alt tags, keyword density, keyword on page, meta titles and meta descriptions, and you just emulate it on your site. So there's more to it that you can go in a little deeper, and if that doesn't get you all the way there, but 9 times out of 10, if you just look at what's already winning and emulate those 4 steps, or was it 6 steps, you're gonna beat them. So take a screenshot of that, take some notes, then we're gonna move on. Step number 2, building a brand. The thing with this is anybody can build a website. You know, you sign up for a domain name with GoDaddy, and they're going to give you the option to build a website, you know. But since that's so common, Google doesn't appreciate it as much. What you have to do is establish your site as a real business with a real brand behind it. If you don't know what a brand is like a name you know. So Coca-Cola, Microsoft, McDonald's, things like that. You need to establish your site as a brand. And the way you do that is to create a huge presence on the internet of your site. So you want to get what are called citations, which is sites where your business is listed and has a link back to your site. These are things like Yelp, Foursquare, YP.com, and so on. You want to get social profiles from Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the major ones, and there's a lot of other ones out there as well. These tell Google that you have a presence other than just your website, that you want people to find you, and they appreciate that and reward that. And then you want to get social signals. So when you post to those social profiles and people share, like, repin, whatever else there is, those are what are called social signals. That tells Google that people like what's going on your site, that they're sharing it, and since their job is to reward searchers with the best results, that they're then going to reward your site because it's getting talked about. Then there are other places that you can also list your site and get more attention and just keep making that bubble that is your brand bigger and bigger. And that's social bookmarks, image sharing sites, presentation sites, video sharing sites, location and niche relevant directories, and so on. So location and niche relevant directories are things like your local chamber of commerce, the Better Business Bureau. If you're in the wedding niche, it's things like theknot.com, things like that. And then a press release is exactly what it sounds like. You write something up about your site. Maybe you launch a new business or a new service or something. You do a press release, and it gets distributed to news sites all around the internet. So there are services to do that too. Now that sounds like a lot, and I get that. So what you want to do if you don't know how to do that, or you don't want to take the time to do those sorts of things, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to this website that I'm going to show you. That's legit.com. And now, full disclosure, I own this site, but what you're going to do then is you're just going to find people that know how to do what you're looking for. So if you need bookmarks, you can find a bunch of different people that sell bookmarks, and you just say, hey, I'm building out a new site. I need some bookmarks done. Can you do this for me? Just find that, and look how cheap some of them are. $5, $5, $5, $2. So if you don't want to do the work yourself, this is a great resource to come and get some of it done for you. That's legit.com. So that applies to anything that we talked about here. The on-site, any of these, you can go get that done there if you don't want to do it. Remember how I said you don't even necessarily have to have any experience? This is how you handle that. If you get a new client or you want to rank for your site, you just go on there and you find the right people to do it for you. So that's step 2. The last step in the blueprint is step 3. And that's building links. Now, there's some controversy about this. Some people are going to tell you that making links it's either black hat or it doesn't work like it used to. And there's a lot of complaints. Most of them are wrong, but it is true that if you do things correctly, you don't need very many of these. But sometimes if you're in a competitive industry, you're going to need a little more firepower to get you the rest of the way to the top after you've done steps 1 and 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your step 1, your optimization. You're going to do step 2 and build your brand. And then you're going to stop. Okay? You're going to stop and you're going to wait and see what happens. And if you're on page 2 or something, you're going to want to get some of these. A private blog network is a network of sites that's owned by an individual specifically for the purpose of ranking other websites. You're going to get guest posts, which is where you reach out to someone and you say, can I please have a link on your site if I write you a nice long article? Media mentions are if you get listed in something like Forbes or entrepreneur.com, something like that. And then there's niche edits, which is where you ask someone who already has a post related to your site if they can edit it and put a link to your site in it. Those are kind of the main ways you're going to get links. And those are the ways that once you get up to like page 2, a few of these are going to get you the rest of the way home. They're the last step that you need, but they are kind of like, a good analogy is there was a video game I used to play as a kid called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I played it in the arcade. I'm kind of dating myself there, but that's okay. And what you would do is there was one button for jab and for right hook. And those were kind of your main punches, what you did most of the fight. And then when you were ready to win, you hit this big red button that said uppercut. And that was when you knocked out your opponent. And that's kind of what these are. These are the big red button that let you knock out your opponent, meaning get you up to page 1 where the real money comes in. So that's step 3. So go ahead and take a note of that, make a screenshot, whatever it is that you do, and then we'll move on. So basically, if you're visual and you kind of need to see it laid out for you, this is how it works. You have a site, you optimize the site, you build the brand, and you make your power links, and that's it. It's really a 3-step process. So that's just like I promised on how I've been able to rank site after site after site and really change my life. I know it's nuts, but you now have the exact map to get a page 1 ranking. Congratulations. You can now rank for any term. So what I'm going to do now is get into a little bit more advanced stuff because I want everyone to benefit from this, and I know some of that was a little elementary for some of you. So I want everyone to benefit from this. So what I'm going to do now is bring on Scott, and he's got some cool stuff he's going to show for you. So I'm going to take him off of mute. You there, Scott?
I am. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, we got you.
Okay. What I'm going to show you guys has to do with what Chris was just talking about with little SEO is a bunch of little things that add up, and the more of those little things that you can do to help your site look more real in Google's eyes, the more of these things you can do, particularly with there's some rumblings going around with the latest algorithm update that some of the updates have to do with the author authority, particularly with WordPress and Gravatar and excuse me, and that type of thing. There is a thing called humans.txt. It is somewhat similar to robots.txt in that it is not designed for, it's not something that your users, when they click on your website, they're not going to be able to see this unless they're somebody that's just digging around specifically looking for this. And it started off as just a way to developers could kind of give a shout out behind the scenes to other developers and other team members that worked on the website and that type of thing. Now, that being said, if you look at the fact that, let's go to Google here and just search for humans.txt. Google itself actually has one. And then here's a list, and this is this is from 3 years ago, but if you just look at sites, companies that their website has a human.txt file on it, you've got some pretty heavy hitters. You got Google, New York Times, Uber, Mozilla, Netflix, Flickr, Lucasfilms. Not sure what Naughty Dog is. Don't think I want to find out on this call. Symantec, Dig, you get the point, Gizmodo. So that being said, I hope this is not a make or break thing, but this is something that I would suspect that probably 95% of your competition is not doing. So this is one of those things that you can add to your website to give it a little bit more authority. This is especially going to be helpful if you're doing any sort of rank and rent or lead generation thing where you've got a persona spooled up around the company. Okay, hopefully that, can I get a 1 in the chat box if everybody's following me so far? Okay. Looks like, I think we're, sorry here.
Lots of ones, yeah.
Lots of ones, okay, we're good. Sorry, sometimes this gets a little unwieldy to drive. And okay, so that being said, there are 2 ways to do this. One is with a plugin. If you're not comfortable editing your website code or getting into the header portion of your WordPress site, you're going to want to go that route. Once you install the plugin, it's it's a pretty self-explanatory process. I'm going to show you the manual way first. And what I typically do is you go out to, this is the organization. This is kind of like the WC3 where they have there's a bit of a quick start guide here where they have an example of what to put in it. There are actually generator sites where you can put your team members, and I'll show you an example of what this puts out, but you can go and fill out all of your information, and this is going to kick out a text file, a .txt file. You need to make sure that it is coded with the whichever style text it is. That's the 8, not ASCII. This needs to be just straight raw text. So, all right, we've got all of that. This is an example of what it spits out, and what you're going to do is put in your team members. Like if you could add, another one you could add in would be something like if you had a graphic designer, you could go in here and say, like graphic designer, and then put their, for whatever reason, the standard practice on this is to link to somebody's, the Twitter. So it's essentially the role, what they did on the project, their name, and then Twitter and where they're from. And then thank you. You can put anything you want in here. This does not have linking capabilities, so dumping links in here is not suggested, nor will it really do you much good, because these do get indexed, but this is a spot that I would not, don't go nuts in here. Just do like 3 or 4 team members, thank you to, like in this one, on this particular one, just the hosting company, the theme developer, and if you had like somebody filmed a video, this is more for kind of your things that are outside of people that are directly on your team. This again goes back into your building authority for your author profiles that are on your website. The site description is kind of a software dump. I don't worry too much about updating this and keeping this current, but you certainly can if you want to get, I think there's better ways to spend your time, but if you are that attentive to something, you could certainly update this from time to time. Okay, so after it kicks out your humans.txt file, save it to your desktop or someplace that you can find it on your computer. I typically have one and just rewrite them as needed. So the next part of this, I'm not going to save this. You want to log in to, whoops, I need to open that back up. Bear with me here. Okay, so you want to log into your cPanel access and go to your, where's a file manager? Okay. Go to your file manager and you're going to find where your website lives. Typically, public.html is where your site is going to live. I think in this one, that's where, yeah, there's my default HTML. So what I'm going to do is take this guy and upload it. Whoops, that didn't upload it. Okay, public.html. Make sure we're in the right spot. Yep, this is where you want to be. And then you're just going to go to upload. And you're going to find your humans.txt file. And you're done. So now this is sitting right here. The second part of this is what I was talking about with the author tag. This is going to go in the header part of your website. And I've got that. This should be, we can check real quick just to make sure it's there. Having a technical error for some reason.
Is that URL right? It's because you've got dot and then dot again.
Oh, did I have 2 dots in there?
Yeah.
Where am I missing a dot?
Well, no, is it .co.text or is it /text?
You're right. There we go.
/humans.text.
Let me make sure the site, okay. Something's not configured correctly. Anywho, but
I think it's the way you're putting the URL in.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. So at the end it should be /humans.txt.
Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. This is sitting, so essentially what we're looking at here, this humans.txt file is on the server right there. So I want to make sure that this matches down here. So basically you're going to double check, make sure it's uploaded correctly, and then grab that. That's the link to where this txt file sits. And then you're going to want to grab this and then log into your WordPress dashboard. And this is where you go to Appearance, and you're going to go to Editor. And a little side note, certain security plugins will sometimes turn off the editor capability. So if you don't see the editor, you might check, particularly if you're using, can't remember which one it is, iThemes Security. Okay, so you're going to go over here and find the one that is your header.php. Double click on that. It's going to give you a warning, or typically does. This is, you want to be careful. Make sure that you have a backup of your site before you do this, because if you, as we just saw, you fat finger something, whatever, there's a potential you can break your website. So just be very careful, and make sure that you have a backup before you start doing this. Okay, what you're going to want to do is look for the head tag, which is here, and then the closing header tag. Typically, this is a default out of the box, like this WordPress. I just spooled this up a couple days ago, so they will typically come with things like this already in place, and these are just, this is WordPress's pingback service for when you make a blog post. So right here on line 22, what I'm going to do is grab this and toss it in here. Everything looks good there, and hit update file. Good to go. So now what you have is you've added an extra layer of authority to your website, and this ties in with your author profile. It's something I do on all of my sites, and some of the thought process, I know I keep hammering on the author thing, but there's a lot of buzz going around with this algorithm that was part of it. This is also something that this cannot really be automated. This actually does have to be done, quote unquote, by a human. So if Google crawls your site and sees that you've got a humans.txt file on it, that's going to give it an additional layer of authority. Some trust factors are going to start to build up. There are people, I don't personally do this, there are people that will actually put a link to humans.txt. Actually, the provider, they actually have logos like this that you can download and put on your site, like somewhere in the footer. I actually don't do that because in my mind it's a bit of a secret weapon, and unless somebody's digging through your code, looking at your page source, I don't want to really give that away. You're not completely white hat technique, by the way. This is not something, there's no risk of penalty. You're not going to get flagged for this. The intent is to, again, build up your domain authority. The other way to do this, I don't do it this way, but I can show you how, if you're more comfortable using a plugin. I have actually got this already downloaded, so I'm going to humans.txt, open it and install it. Okay, and then it's going to be in settings. And this is a little side tangent on this, but I would leave this just with, if you have people that are guest posting, I would just leave this as administrator. And I think I don't really mess with any of this stuff. This is just giving you essentially what I was showing you. It's the exact same thing that I did manually here. It's just got a little template for you. So you can just go in, and where you've got places to fill in your title, your name, blah, 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 and it gives you all what CMS it's built on, the components it's running, the JavaScript, jQuery, those type, anything you want to put in there, language. Okay, that's kind of funny. I never noticed it said Klingon. I don't display this on any of the pages or any posts because, again, I don't really want to show my cards on this one outwardly facing. So I just basically, once you get this filled out, you can preview it, click save, and you're done. One other thing that will help this is to go into your user profile, and if you have not filled out any of this type of stuff, like all of your bio, all of this stuff on Gravatar, I would suggest filling that out because all of this ties together relationally to build, particularly if you use the same username on multiple different sites and you got it all filled out correctly, you start to become an author authority. So all of this stuff, it's a little bit of a longer term play, but all of this stuff can really help, particularly with a newer site. If you have become an established author, then the more of the sites that you touch, Google is going to look at it and say, okay, we trust that author, and you're going to speed things up just a little bit, possibly. Don't quote me, but that's the thinking on it. That is all I have on that, so I don't know how to give you back the screen here, Chris.
I'll take care of it, guys. Just a couple things before we do that. So this, like I said, it increases your trust and your authority, and it could really be like a good tiebreaker, right? Like if you and somebody you're trying to rank against had all done kind of the same steps, and you had done this and they hadn't, that would probably be a good way to like put you over the finish line, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So stuff, little things like this are kind of the keys to SEO. So this ties into what the first key, which was optimizing your site. This is a nice on-site thing that literally, when Scott told me he was going to show this, I thought he was kidding. Like, I'm not even joking. I can show you the catalog if you want. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and give Scott a big thank you for that. And I'm going to go ahead and put Scott back on mute, and then we're going to pass the screen over to Jeff. And he's got some cool stuff to show you for linking. Jeff, you all ready?
I hope so. If it goes to the right screen, we're good to go.
All right. All right, I passed you presenter.
All right, so let's get to right away. Can you guys actually see the Search Console on my screen?
We can, yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the links that Google says are quality links coming into your site that they've actually put into Search Console and everything else like this. And even if it's a low quality site, I'm going to show you how to boost those up. But I'm also going to show you if you have a brand new site and you don't have any links coming in, you can actually swap out this link, and I'll show you what exactly I'm talking about here in a second. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your Search Console. This is a guy I know in Colorado. We're going to go into a site. Then we're going to go into search traffic, and then we're going to go to links to our site. So once you're in links to your site, it shows he's got 405 backlinks. Well, I want to get a site that's actually decent. We want to avoid things like yellow pages, stuff like that. We want to avoid forums because we don't want to build up the power to the whole entire page and possibly competition. We want to build up power just to our page. So what we've got is we go down, 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 down. I think this, nope, not that one. I don't know why I always miss this link, but it's Cool Rides or something along those lines. Anyways, we'll just use this one for now. But what it does is it shows how your site is linked. So this VF World links to his site exactly like this. Now, if we click on this, what happens is it shows me the exact URLs. So what I want to do is I want to grab one of these URLs and turn this into my money site. And what I mean by that is we're going to pull up Photoshop because, well, it just works better for what I'm doing right now. And what I mean by that is we're going to turn that into your money site. So you have your money site, and that's going to be step one. And even if you don't have any links coming into your site, you can replace the site from Search Console with your actual money site here. So this will work twofold, is however you want to do it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a bunch of bloggers or something similar. I prefer Blogger right away, just strictly due to the fact that Blogger is owned by Google, and as we all know, Google loves Google. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create content on these with the link going directly to my money site. And what I mean by that is something similar to this, whereas this is one of them that's in my tiers, and it goes directly to the sites. So I'll get more into that here in a second. And then the very next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come across, I'm going to start building out a third tier on this. Now, where this differs from your typical tiered linking is I'm going to go step 1, step 2, then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to step 3. And then I'm going to go to step 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, you'll notice on step 4 through 7, what this does is it has one link going to blogger number 3, one link going to number 2, one link from 5 to 4, one link from 5 to 2. What this does is it pushes the power of these links all the way forward and forward and forward. So now you're looking at this going, well, that's nice and everything, but what's so special about it? And this is what becomes special about it is we're going to go over to Legit and we're going to grab a social service, social sharing service. Typically use one of Chris's services or something along those lines. And what this will do is it will create a mini viral campaign. And what happens is this link right here ends up getting picked up, indexed, whole 9 yards really, really quick. And because it has so many references and everything else coming into it, it forces all of these to get picked up faster and to push juice faster. So what, in essence, what happens is this is pushing juice to this link and to this link, and it just keeps pushing forward, 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 and forward. So when this is pointing to your site, what ends up happening is you end up coming with, let's say, a trust flow of 4 for the start and a citation flow of, let's say, around 8 or 10. Just this little diagram like this will actually boost that to a trust flow of right around 10 and a citation flow of right around 15, if not a little bit more. Now, you can really boost this up even more by doing like Blogger here, WordPress.com, Tumblr, Wix, or something along those lines, and mix these up as much as you want. It doesn't have to be just all Blogger or anything else like that. So you can actually boost those however you want on that and use whatever platforms you want. So with that being said, when I'm going through and I'm doing this and I'm building out my links, like this is the one that goes to Rod Shots. That was the original site I was looking for. As you can see in my image, I've got, if I go to the properties, I've got the keywords that I want to rank for. So I've got my alt text in there. I've got my alt title in there and everything else like that. And then I've got a link going directly to the site. Now, in the other one, let's pull that one up real quick. This one here actually goes to, I'll just open it in a new tab for you. This one actually comes to that home page. So you can see how it's shoving everything forward. And then in the other one, my other link on this, which is actually built the same way and everything else, this one actually goes to another site that has the same thing, pushing to one other blog spot and then pushing over to the other blog spot and going forward. So everything's pushing forward, 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 forward. Now, like I said, if you don't have a search console or links coming into your search console, you can put your money site on in here. The only thing that I would recommend doing is you can see how I have a certain Gmail account set up for this one. This one here, I've got them in the wrong browser. This one here is that one, and I don't have my other browsers open. But every single one is actually a separate user account. So it's not, I don't have all of them on just one blog. They're separate blogs, separate user accounts, and the whole 9 yards. If you guys have any questions about this, we'll definitely be doing a little bit in the Q&A later. For that, right now, we're good to go, Chris.
Great. So that's kind of like Google entity stacking, but like more sophisticated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Guys, if you enjoyed that, give Jeff a 2, and I'll go ahead and grab the presenter back, and we'll get back into it. I think Scott had to leave. All right. So I'm going to take presenter back, and then we're going to get right back into it because we got some more cool stuff for you. And how you may be thinking, how are you going to make money for this? So I decided to put together a little visual roadmap for you to that too. This is how you can basically get to $10,000 a month doing just SEO. You either sign a new client or you start a new site. You optimize that site. You build a brand. You build some links. You get a first page ranking, and you do it all over again. And it stacks really fast. So suppose the first site or client It's worth $500 a month. You get another one, you're now at $1,000 a month. You do that again, 2,000, 5,000, and on up to 10,000. And the truth is, it's even simpler than that because these are pretty conservative numbers. I just want to give you the low end of numbers so you have the best expectation possible. So you can get there even faster than this. But this is just kind of to show you exactly how quickly you can double it and double it and double it, and then you're the rest of the way to $10,000 a month. This is the biggest opportunity online right now. Everybody's going to talk about things like, Shopify, e-commerce, drop shipping, Amazon, all this other noise and static and nonsense that you don't need. Everybody knows Google. Everybody chooses sites on the first page. If you control the first page, you control your destiny. All you have to do is optimize, brand, link. I've given you the exact roadmap that I use to do it over and over again. So keep my initial promise to you in your head. I told you that by the end of this webinar, you are going to know how to build a profitable SEO business in the next 30 days. So let's take a look. Do a little accountability check. Is this 30 days simple? With the blueprint we just gave you, can you start ranking your first site this week? Let me see. Yeah, lots of people saying yeah. Can you easily optimize your site with the steps I showed you, where you just go, you look at what's already winning and you emulate it? Then that's a yes. Yep, lots of people saying yes. Can you easily build out your brand with the social profiles, the social signals, the other things that we talked about? Let me know yes or no. Right, everybody's saying yes. I'm sorry for asking all these questions. I like the interactivity. It's very weird to sit here and feel like you're talking to yourself. So that's just an aside. Is it 30 days simple? Can you build the right links? I showed you where you can get it done if you don't want to do it yourself, or if you don't know how to do it yourself. Just go to legit.com and get it done there. But can you do that in the next 30 days? Yes. Heck, forget 30 days. Do you think you could do it in 7 days? At least get started. You may not get the rankings because it takes a little longer, but do you know exactly where to start within the next week? Yeah. Yeah, everybody's saying yes. So let me ask you this. Are you all in? Are you ready to jump into SEO and start living your life the way you want to live it? All right, great. Let me ask you, who wants to get this done in the next 30 days? Everybody's saying me, heck yeah, so on. Great. So the way I see it is you have two choices. You can be like the crash test dummy here, not that guy from the 90s hit song, the other one. You can do this on your own. You spend the next year testing, learning, trying things over and over again. That's what I did. And that's not as much fun as it may sound. You can lose a bunch of money and maybe you'll get it right. I eventually did get it right on my own after testing and learning and stuff, but it took me 6 months, a year, maybe even longer. So that's option one. Figure it all out on your own. Or you can get it right in the next 30 days by being coached and directed by someone who has successfully done it over and over and over again with massive $1 million results. I may have just lost some of you by showing the Patriots, but it is what it is. People that have been successful have been coached and skipped to the end of the book. They have gotten the answers to the test. Those are your two options. So that's why I want to introduce you to what I like to call Superstar SEO Academy. Now, Superstar SEO Academy is the most complete SEO training ever created to get beginner and advanced SEOs dramatic results in a short amount of time. If you're a beginner, you get step-by-step how to get everything set up, and then you'll see how to get your first site set up and start ranking in the first 30 days. If you're a little more advanced, maybe you've got some experience in SEO, that's okay. We still have things for you on how to get clients and advanced techniques and strategies to rank even the most difficult terms. Like I said, Jeff has shown some national terms that he ranks for, and we're going to be able to show you how to do that too. And maybe you're neither of those. Maybe you don't want to start an SEO business. Maybe you already have a business being, a chiropractor or selling insurance or whatever it is, and you just want to get your own site ranking. Well, we have that for you as well. We show you step-by-step how to optimize everything and get your business on page one and start getting that phone ringing so you can bring more people through the door and, live grow your business and live your life the way that you want to live, because that's really what this is all about, is getting control of your life. We have the most complete arsenal of coaching, software, training, everything you ever need assembled in one place for SEO. So let's talk a little bit about what that includes. You got the SEO basics, and then we have 4 focus areas of complete SEO training. To begin with, everybody goes through a mindset so we can kind of get you on the right path, explain to you what you need and how to structure your day and your life in order to get the most out of this and change things the way you do it. Then we're going to show you how to get started and the SEO basics. That's there for everybody. Even if you don't think you need it, it's probably worth checking out. Now, if you're an agency owner for an SEO agency, a digital marketing agency, we're going to show you, we have a career path for that. We have one for affiliate marketers, for people who want to sell other people's products and make commission. As I said, we have it for business owners, SEO for business owners, and SEO for e-commerce store owners. Let me break each of those down a little bit for you and tell you what it entails. For agency owners, we show you how to get your agency started quickly, meaning setting it up and creating your brand, getting systems in place to handle new clients, things like that. I'm going to show you how to get new clients with both free and paid methods. We're going to show you exactly how to rank in Google Maps, city SEO clients, statewide SEO clients, national SEO clients. Additionally, there's advanced training, including PBN setup and usage, advanced link building, penalty removal, and dozens more modules. And the entire point of that module is mostly to show you how to get SEO clients, meaning how to use free methods, in-person methods, and paid methods to really scale your SEO business and your agency to the moon. Then we have a career path for business owners, meaning if you own a restaurant or an insurance company, or you're a chiropractor or a dentist, we're going to show you exactly how to optimize your website and content, how to get your site speed right, how to rank in Google Maps to really get those leads to start coming in. I'm going to show you how to do the off-page SEO for your site and how to use a blog to drive more people in and become more relevant so you can start getting those leads that you need. If you're an affiliate marketer, this is what appealed to me in the beginning when I first discovered SEO. We're going to show you how to find winning niches, meaning stuff that other people may be ignoring that will bring you in a lot of interest. We're going to show you the best offers in those niches, meaning things that you can sell to make some money and some commissions. I'm going to show you in-depth keyword research. And this isn't just, go into Google tool, whatever it's called now, AdWords Planner, and look at the search volume and the difficulty. That's not how we do our keyword research. We do ours in-depth and in a way that nobody else has done to get you not only good keywords, but buyer keywords. So then we're going to show you how to write content that converts. This is missing from every other SEO course I've seen, but we are going to show you how to write content where if somebody gets to your site, they're going to be engaged and they're going to want to buy because you've persuaded them. And then the same with the site structure. We're going to show you how to structure your website so people can find their way around it, and most importantly, get to the pages that are going to make you money. And then we also have a walkthrough on how to set up an Amazon affiliate store, which is kind of a unique thing. So, oops. And then we have SEO for e-commerce stores. Now, this is something I don't see taught a lot. Most e-commerce courses, they just tell you to run a Facebook ad and be done with it. But what they're missing out on is all that free traffic from people that are interested in. Again, when you went to make a purchase, where do you go to research it? You go to Google. And if you find a website that's useful, that has the product you need, you buy it there. And what we're going to show you is how to choose the right platform and theme for your website and how to customize it so it starts getting rankings and sales once it's already there. I'm going to show you the apps to add on to it to really maximize your profit, things like one-click upsells, email, all that kind of thing. I'm going to show you how to choose winning products. With an e-commerce store, you don't just want to dump a bunch of stuff on it. There are certain things that you want to, there are certain things you want to look for that will tell you if a product is going to work or not. And we're going to show you how to add blogging to bring in people that are going to be interested in your products, and then the off-site SEO as well. But that's not it. We also have case studies where it's literally me or one of the other coaches sitting down, and just recording their screen as they go through and rank something. We have local business case studies. We have a digital marketing case study where I created an SEO agency site and got it to page 1 for a bunch of terms in about 2 months. I'm going to have affiliate site case studies and just more of those to come, because that's kind of, in a lot of ways, the most useful thing, because you can kind of see it happen and just kind of follow along on your own. And then we have some other advanced topics. We're adding content all the time. We have Google Analytics, we have advanced link building, parasite SEO, technical SEO, and like I said, just more and more and more. But that's still not it. Like, that would be enough right there, but no, there's more. We have bi-weekly Q&A webinars where all 4 coaches jump on a webinar. We usually cover a topic, and then we take your questions on anything that you are struggling with, need to know, whatever. We want to make sure that you have access to the knowledge you need in order to succeed and change your life. And to that end, we also have a private Facebook group where we have all 4 coaches in it, and then obviously the rest of our community as well. So whenever you have an issue or you want to do something or you're stuck, you can just ask, tag one of us, we'll help you out right away. We do site reviews. What that is where you'll submit your site, and I'll actually record a video for you and kind of tell you what I think you're missing, what you're doing well, and what you need to do to get it the rest of the way home. And then we also have a private link building / DFY SEO service that we offer, and we offer that to the public as well, but just by being in Academy, you get a huge discount on it. So that right there is worth the price of admission alone. You're also going to get a free access for 1 year to Audit. Audit is an SEO tool that I'm going to be using that does basically what that I'm going to be releasing. It does basically what I just showed you a little while ago. It goes out, it looks at a keyword in Google, and then it goes out and gets the information that you need in order to optimize your site. It gives you a nice report and tells you what to do. So basically, it takes that whole first step of the blueprint and does it for you in a matter of a few clicks. So that's not quite out yet, but it will be in the next few weeks, and you're going to get a full year of access to that. And then obviously, as long as you're enrolled, you're going to keep getting updates and have access to the coaches and the training. A lot of our members have told us that the mastermind group, the Facebook group, is worth it alone. You can see I actually had to black out a question that was asked here because, again, this information is something that people have paid a lot of money for. So I had to black out one of the questions here because this is information people have paid a lot of money for, and we want to make sure that they get the privilege of that. But this alone is worth the price of admission a lot of the time. So let's sum it all up. You get complete A to Z handheld guided coaching and training in Academy, and that's a $4,997 value when you factor in all of our time and things like that. You're going to get the private DFY link building discount, which is a $1,200 value. You get free access to Audit for a year. That's an $804 value. Full mastermind and coaching access, which is another $3,000 value. And you're going to get some bonuses that we're going to talk about in just a minute. That's a $428 value for a total real world value of $10,429. Like I said, this is the most complete SEO training ever created. I don't say that lightly. I've been in all of them, and I don't know anybody that any system that has the coaches that we have, the different topics that we cover, and all the other value that we bring to you. So like I said, to sum it up, 10 weeks of guided coaching and training, the DFY link building, access to Audit, the mastermind, the webinars, the bonuses. The standard price of this is going to be $1,497, and that's going to be the price that you have to pay regardless. But what you're going to get today is for one payment of $67 each month. So just to take, but that, I don't even want you to risk that. So I know that's not even that much money, and I'm kind of nuts for even offering it at that. But I'm going to make this as risk-free for you as possible. This is a straight-up ridiculous 30-day refund action-based guarantee. What that means is, as long as you take the course, you try it out, and you decide this isn't for you, you just hit up our support, and we'll give you back your first month's fee, and we'll part our ways, and you'll be no hard feelings, anything like that. Although, to be perfectly honest, we have yet to offer one of those. So there's literally no risk. But again, don't take my word for it. These are the results that we're getting. We got Loren, we got Kirill, Amber, and so on. We've got a risk-free for 30 days. You literally, the only way to lose here is not hopping in on this and investing $67 that you can possibly get back into your future. That's what it is. That's the offer. So let's break it down again. Can you actually do this in 30 days? I asked you if you could start your first site, and you said yes. I asked you if you could optimize your site, and you told me yes. I asked you if you could build a brand, and you said yes. I asked you if you could build the right links, and you told me yes. And then I asked you if you could scale and repeat this process over and over again, and you told me yes. So the answer is yes, you can. You can get this done in the next 30 days, just like Kirill and Loran, Amber, and all the other people that we showed you earlier. Yes, you can. And again, to sum it all up, you got the 10 weeks. And I say 10 weeks, it's really however long it takes you. You can do it faster than that, take longer than that. I just kind of break it down that way. Of training in the academy, that's a $5,000 value. You get the access to the DFY link building discount, that's a $1,200 value. Free access to audit for a year, that's a $804 value. The mastermind, the webinars, the coaching, that's a $3,000 value. And the bonuses, that's a $428 value. And the standard price for this is going to be $1,497, but you're going to get it for $67 a month. So before I show you the link and get everybody saying, where do I sign up? We're going to get to that in just a second. But before we do that, can you afford to stay on the fence? Do you want to pay $1,000 more? If so, yes, you can stay on the fence. If you don't mind losing the bonuses, that you can stay on the fence. If you don't mind losing tons of money and time doing this on your own, wasting 6 months versus having it done in 30 days, then sure, stay on the fence. Only if you don't mind rolling the dice versus having it handled should you stay on the fence. I think you need the answer to these is obvious. Maybe it's different for you. I think it's worth diving in on. But let's talk about some of the bonuses I'm going to give you. You're going to get access to Superstar Local Video Mastery. You may remember a testimonial earlier about a guy who ranked videos and got clients. This is the course he used to do it. What this course does, and there's a kind of a shot of the members area of it, is you're going to show you how to get videos made cheaply. You're going to show you how to do keyword research for video, optimize those video and rank them quickly, sometimes instantly. I've done those live before and they literally rank in seconds. And then we'll show you how to use those video to either sell the leads that they do to local businesses, how to rent that video out to local businesses by just throwing their name and thumbnail on it, or how to use it to get clients as kind of a foot in the door type of technique. You're also going to get legit freelancing mastery. Now what this is, if you want to start making some money really fast, is you just go to legit.com and list a service there. And this is kind of the members area there. And what this course is going to teach you is how to get your first sale in freelancing, how to create recurring business with freelancing, leveraging that to get monthly clients. I can't tell you how many people I've sold a $5 service to that end up paying me thousands of bucks a month. How to scale your freelancing business to 10K a month or more. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe you don't even want to have like an SEO business. You just want to do SEO services for other people. I'm going to show you how to handle that. And then how to turn all of this into a massive internet marketing brand just like I have. And then the third bonus we're going to throw in is Superstar FB Group Mastery. Now what this course does is it teaches you how to grow a Facebook group that's kind of a sales channel for your business. I have the largest SEO group on Facebook, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did that, including setting up your Facebook group the right way, how to get your first 1,000 members, how to engage with your group in a way that makes them like you and want to buy from you, how to monetize that group, whether you do affiliate products, your own products, your SEO services, local business, whatever it is. And then I'm going to show you some advanced techniques to really grow your group and turn it into kind of a money-making machine. So again, let's sum up what you're going to get if you sign up today. You're going to get the 10 weeks of guided coaching and training in the academy. You're going to get the link building, the discount on the DFY link building service. You're going to get free access to audit for a year. You're going to get the full mastermind and coaching access and the bonuses. And like I say, it's normally going to be $1,497 per year. But today, if you visit superstarseo.com/academy, you're going to get it for one payment of $67 billed monthly. So I don't know what else to say. Let me answer some of the questions I'm seeing. The first is, will this work for me? If you're a beginner, yeah, absolutely. We literally walk you from what is SEO all the way up to, $10,000 a month or more. What if I'm in an obscure niche? Will this work in my niche? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever searched for something and gotten no results? If your niche is on Google, then it will work for your niche. If you already have a business, we talked about that a little bit. We have a lot of successful business owners like Lauren, who we're going to hear from in a few minutes, and so on. What if you work in a different language, in a different country? Again, as long as there's Google in your country, this will work for you. If you want a consistent, reliable income and a positive growth ROI, this is for you. SEO is the cheapest way to generate traffic in the long term. So what about the course? You get updated for life. I say for life, as long as you maintain your subscription, you're going to get monthly and updates and access to all the coaches and the bonuses and all that stuff. You can do this with as little as 2 hours a week, and we have people that are super busy. When I was getting started, what I did was I worked from 8 to 5, and then I would stay there at my desk and just keep working on my own business. Fortunately, they never asked me what I was doing there after hours, and that was how I did it. So the point is you have little time. Even if you have a little time, you can still make this work for you. You get full-time coaching, meaning, like I said, you get the Facebook group, webinars, all that stuff, so where you constantly have access to people that will remove the barriers you have or any issues you run up against. And like I say, if you check it out, you find out it's not for you, put in a little bit of the time, watch the videos, try to rank a site, and you're not feeling it. Just hit up our support and we'll refund your first month for you. So the true risk here is honestly this, losing the bonuses and price, because I am going to start offering this at $14.97 a year as opposed to $67 a month, because it just makes more sense that way for me. But I really want to get this out there and start helping as many people as I can. You can waste a year of your time trying to do this alone, and you have the ability to do this in the next 30 days or never. So really, to me, it's a no-brainer. So this is hands down results-backed, risk-free service. This is the best place to be as a beginner. It's the best business to start, the best community to be a part of. You have the best SEO software. You have the best coaches and the most results of any SEO group. Why would you want to work with anybody but the best? Why wouldn't you take a chance on yourself? Why wouldn't you bet on yourself and change your life just for the small price of $67 that you can even get refunded if you don't think it's for you? So what's the alternative? $50,000 college degree, 40 years of slaving away and doing stuff you hate, being frugal just so you can be even more frugal after those 40 years are up. Spend 71% of your life pissed off, doing something you hate, working for a job that's not going to get you the life you want, you can get all of that for the free fee of not even one college class, $67 a month. Most of us probably spend that much on pizza or beer or whatever. So you're staring results and opportunity in the face. I don't really know what else to say. SEO changed my life. It's changed the lives of our coaches and so many of our students, and I want it to change your life too. I want you to have the same opportunities that I've had, because I can't even put into words how much this has changed my life and how much I want to do that for you. So we're going to start closing this down. I've been telling you I wanted you to hear from one of our students, and that is Loren. Loren owns a local business of his own. He's not an SEO. He just he wanted to get some more clients and some more business. He's not what you would call technically inclined and so on, but he's had a lot of success, and I just wanted to let you hear that from him.
Hi, I'm Lauren Marr, and I just want to take a second and tell you that the Superstar Academy is the best SEO course I've ever done. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars and countless hours in just about every other guru's course throughout the years, and none of them have helped me the way this course has. Just the Facebook group alone is worth the price of the course. Chris and Jeff answer all the questions that are thrown at them, and they answer it in an easy to understand manner. I'm not an SEO. I'm a small businessman. I'm doing the SEO for my own websites, for my own business. They've helped me get from nothing to on page one with a few of my keywords in just a matter of months. And I've spent years with these other courses. I can't recommend them high enough.
So that's Lauren. And guys, before we head out, I just want to ask you, do you feel like this was worth your time? Even if you decide not to jump in on this, did you learn something? Was the blueprint helpful to you? Was the stuff that Scott and Jeff showed you, did that benefit from you? Because if nothing else, I want to at least make you feel like you got your money's worth and your time's worth. So let me know so I can adjust this in the future, whatever. But all right, people saying, yeah, heck yeah, they're going to implement this right away. Awesome. So thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to leave this up on the screen for a few more minutes, and we're going to shut it down. But jump in on this, guys. It's $67 a month for 30-day risk guarantee. You get all the bonuses, the software, the discount on the link building, the coaches, the Facebook group, the webinars, the hundreds of videos. There's so much for so little that I don't even know what else to say. So thanks for your time tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a few minutes. Check it out, superstarseo.com/academy. If you have any trouble checking out, our support is standing by to answer your questions, things like that. So have a great night. My name's Chris M. Walker. I'll talk to you soon.